Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are doing well. So I'm gonna do a little bit something different in this video. This is actually my third time recording it. My this video, I'm making this for my daughter first off, and yeah. So my daughter's 12 years old, and she's been pursuing her faith and her relationship with Jesus, and she's been asking me a lot of questions here recently. And the other day we were in the car and I was driving, and she asked me a question that we've all asked before. It was, Dad, where does babies go when they die, since they can't have faith in Jesus? They don't know Jesus, right? I'm like, no, they don't know Jesus, but they, they go to heaven, honey. And she's like, well, she took my word for it. And honestly, in the moment, I didn't have like the best. I can't remember exactly what I said to her, but I didn't have like the best biblical response, and so this has led me down a rabbit hole, and I want to share everything that I found. And funny enough, I just made this video all the way, like almost to the end, and she kept calling me over and over, and I'm using my phone to record it, and she was calling me on FaceTime. So I canceled the video and I answered her call, and I told her, hey, I'm making the video, honey. So now I'm making it again. It's actually my third time, but yeah. So I love you, honey. Yeah, this is for you. No, but really, it's a question that we all have asked before, and yeah, I'm gonna do my best to break it down biblically. And yeah, the Bible doesn't. First off, the Bible doesn't say, all babies are going to heaven. It doesn't say that anywhere in the Bible, but it does give us assurance through, through stories and through verses that basically can point us to knowing that babies are in heaven. And so I'm going to just do my best to walk through different things and come to this conclusion for you, so that you can have peace and know that our God is just and merciful, and because He is. And that's the whole point. We have an amazing, just, merciful God. And yeah. So let's start here. Sorry, it may be rough. I am not great at this, but I'm going to do my best. I'm learning here, and I just want to do my best to explain it. I've got notes on notes on notes here, so just be patient with me, and we're going to do this together. So I got here first. Number one, all people, including babies, are sinners. No way. Babies are sinners? It can't be right? That's like, it just can't be. But yes, everyone, every human being, even in the womb, is a sinner. Let me prove this to you. So in Psalms chapter 51, verse 5, this is what David writes. He says, "For I was born a sinner. Yes, from the moment my mother conceived me. But you desire honesty from the womb, teaching me wisdom even there." In the womb? He's saying that, yes, even in the womb, the babies are sinners, right? "Behold, I was brought forth in iniquity, and in sin did my mother conceive me." David says even in the womb he had sin. And like, that's just crazy. Even though a baby looks innocent and perfect, they are still sinners. Why is that? Well, that's all the way back in the beginning in Genesis. It goes all the way back to Adam and Eve. Whenever Adam and Eve ate the apple from the tree in the Garden of Eden, and the snake convinced them to eat the apple. Sin entered the world, and we were cursed. We were cursed with sin, and yeah. Not only did we become sinners, like, it changed everything. It changed everything. It changed animals. It changed everything. Every aspect of life was changed in that moment. And yeah. So why is that? Why does that affect us? It's because sin is an inheritance. It's passed down from generation to generation, all the way from Adam and Eve to us. So the moment that our sperm creates a human being inside of the stomach and inside of the womb, that child has sin in it already. Moment of the first heartbeat. So sin corrupted all things. So even though they haven't technically sinned, their hearts are inclined to sin. They are by being born into it. So they're inclined to sin just by being born into it. No human being other than Jesus Christ, God, was born without sin inside of them. Alright, so no matter how cute and precious or special, all babies are sinners. We got that much now. Even in the womb. And they will grow up with a predisposition towards what is evil. That's just like, I always think about like whenever a child, like a little 2-year-old, goes up into the wall and he's got a marker and he's just scribbling all over the wall, and you go up to the child, hey, stop doing that. Why are you doing that? And the child's like, I didn't do that. But yeah, he's got the marker on his hand and he's got, black marker all over his face, and he's been eating it. Right? But you didn't teach the child to lie, but somehow the child lies, right? That's sin. The reason the child lies is because he has a predisposition towards what is evil. He's inclined to sin because of the curse that was passed down from Adam and Eve, and from eating the apple. So we're born with this sin. That means your precious baby, any baby, is a sinner. What's that mean? Does that mean the baby goes to hell? No, that's not what that means. But I had to start at sin just so you understand where I'm getting at. The question that I have written here would be, so will they be judged and condemned like adults? And to answer that question, I'm going to have to dive a little bit deeper. And so number 2, it said, I got here, the wrath of God is reserved for those who knowingly suppress the truth about God. So in Romans chapter 1, verse 18 and through all the way down to 20, we're going to go there and I'm going to read it. In Romans, it says that the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men, who by their unrighteousness suppress the truth. So a baby can't suppress the truth, right? That means the wrath of God is not going to go to a child, because, or not even just a child, a baby. A baby can't suppress the truth. That means, he said that it's reserved. It can't be given. A baby cannot be unrighteous. A baby cannot be ungodly. Meaning, the baby cannot receive God's wrath. That's where I'm going with this. And so I'm going to find it real quick and read it exactly. Where does it say that? Alright. God's anger at sin. This is the NLT. I have several versions. I think this one I wrote that out of, I can't remember, NIV or something. But anyways, they're all similar. This one says, but God shows his anger from heaven against all sinful, wicked people who suppress suppress the truth by their wickedness. Verse 19, they know the truth about God because he made it obvious to them. He's talking about adults here. The people that are unrighteous. The ones that are unrighteous. They know the truth about God. And he says why? For ever since the world was created, people have seen the earth and sky. Through everything God made, they can clearly see his invisible qualities, his eternal power, and his divine nature. So they have no excuse for not knowing God. Right? Like even before you know Jesus, you can look around, you see the waves, you see the creation, the animals, like our hearts, our soul. You know we have a soul. You can just tell by living and being a human. And God given us this understanding all from the beginning. Like we can just tell there's got to be something else. It can't. If you actually look deep enough, you can tell there's a God out there, even if you don't know it's Jesus. That's why, it's obvious. Even before I found Jesus, I knew that there had to be something, right? I just didn't pay it any mind. So, what did I write here? Even though God doesn't just appear to some people, it doesn't mean that God didn't reveal himself. So, yeah, just like I said. So, the whole point here is you can't be unrighteous if you don't have, if you can't resist. You can't resist if you're a baby, right? So that means the wrath of God is not going to be put on a baby. You can't, because the baby cannot resist God. Yeah, and then I got Romans 20 written down here, which I just read. They can clearly see his visible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature, so they have no excuse for not knowing God. That's adults. That's how you go to hell. That's how you, just resisting God, not allowing God into your life. Babies do not suppress the truth because they're not able to. Neither is mental ill people. They're not able to. Like a autistic person that is severely, or like a Down syndrome person. I actually have a step half brother that has Down syndrome, and he's severely got it, and he's the best. But he follows Jesus. He wears his cross necklace, and he's my age. He's the best. But anyways, because of this whole thing, I hold out hope for babies and the mentally challenged people because of their inability to resist God. Believers can trust in God's justice and mercy. Like truly, God has justice and God is mercy. Period. I got an example here. It's a good. I don't know how to word it. It's an example of when King David. It's in Samuel. I don't know exactly where, but yeah, I'm going to tell you a little bit about King David and what he went through. And it just shows that, first off, this book is truth. All of it. Even if we don't understand it and we see it as like, how, like I see it, and sometimes in the beginning I was seeing like all these bad things in the Bible, like how could all this bad stuff be in the Bible? But I was reading the whole Bible wrong, like in Leviticus and all these laws and stuff. Like the whole point of the Bible is to reveal to us our hearts and what we need to change it. So all these bad things that are in the Bible, I don't know where I'm going with this. I don't know. I'm just rambling. But anyways, King David. King David was confident in his child's salvation, even though he had a child that was conceived in sin. He had an adulterous relationship with someone named Bathsheba. Bathsheba was not a good person, and it was an adulterous relationship. He had a child that was born out of sin, and this child was born sick, and King David pleaded with God, and he was begging for God, and he was fasting, and he was mourning for this child before the child had passed away, so he was basically, the baby dies from the sickness, but David worships God even still. First, before the baby had passed away, it was like, I think the baby died at 7 days old. Before, he was fasting and stuff, and he was mourning this, and God still took the child from him, even though he was begging for God not to take him. Well, God takes the child, and guess what David does? He doesn't curse God or go into mourning. He instead worships God for that, which sounds crazy, right? Even his servants thought he was crazy. His servants ask him why he stops mourning, and he responds by saying, there isn't a reason to mourn or fast anymore because he's already dead. And David says, I shall go to him. I will see him again. I shall go to him. He was trusting in his faith, and he was using his faith to know that his child was taken by God, and so the child died at 7 days old, and David, instead of like cursing God, trusted God and knew that the child would be in heaven with him. So the child was in a better place. David was confident with his walking with God, and he knew that he would be able to be with God after he died, and his child would be with God when he got there, and that he would be reunited with him. So, yeah, that's why he stopped mourning and started worshiping God. And all of his servants were like, what are you doing? How could this be? And yeah, it just further proves that God is merciful. This is straight from the Bible. It's the truth. It's another example of just showing that our children will be in heaven. And the right response for losing a child, which would be incredibly hard. I could not imagine losing my daughter. I have 3 daughters. And man, that would be that would be so hard, especially to lose a baby. I've lost babies. Just get vulnerable real quick. I have lost a few children actually. I've lost three, and I have three that are alive and healthy. So I know what this is like. In a way, I do. At that time when I'm losing my child, I wasn't full into my walk with God, and I didn't blame God. I just blamed life, to be honest. But I wish I would have. It is what it is. I'm not going to go into much detail, but yeah. My whole point is this supports that salvation is possible for babies, even born and through sin. That's the point of me telling you this story about David, because the child was born in sin, and it was born through sin. Not only was he, having sex with a Bathsheba, which was not a good person, he was cheating and having sex with someone that he wasn't married to. So he was born through sin and in sin, and David still trusted his walk with God, and he trusted God, that whenever he got to God, he would be reunited with his baby. God is just. He is just. What's the word? Just. He is justice, and he is merciful. That's what he is, and yeah. Jesus welcomes the little children constantly, all throughout the scriptures. And I can't remember where it's at, but there's a part whenever the disciples actually rebuke the children that come running up to Jesus. And Jesus rebukes the disciples. He literally says, "Let the little children come near. The kingdom of God belongs to them." So, yeah. I don't know where I'm going with this. I just hope that if you have this question, I hope that this answers it and helps you. I also got here that in Ephesians chapter 2, verses 8 to 9, I'm going to go to it real quick. I can't remember what it said, but I'm pretty sure it's something about salvation. Yeah, okay. So, grace. We're saved through grace, right? God is gracious. Jesus is gracious. And it says here, God saved you by his grace when you believed. And you can't take credit for this. It is a gift from God. Salvation is not a reward for the good things that we have done, so none of us can boast about it. For we are God's masterpiece. He created us anew in Christ Jesus, so we can do the good things he planned for us long ago. What's my point in saying this? We can't earn our salvation. We can't earn it. It's unearnable. It's a gift. And yeah, if a child is righteous, a baby is righteous already. She has already been given grace. She or he, the baby, meaning the baby is in heaven. The baby is with Jesus. That's all I got. I was making this for her, for my daughter. She wanted me to make this video, so this is for you, honey. And I hope I didn't botch it too bad. I probably did, but it's straight. Everything I said is straight from the book, and I mean, you can trust in God. He is merciful, and He is justice. Period. And our salvation is not earned; it is a gift. And yeah, as long as you're not resisting God and you're allowing Him to come into your life and you're inviting Him into your heart and your body and your mind, you will be saved. You will have your salvation. The only way your salvation is taken is if you resist God. And yeah, that's all I got. I hope you're doing well, and I hope I can answer the question. I hope I could clear it up a little bit for you if you do have this question. Yeah, just go to your word, guys. If you have any questions, it will be answered through just by reading, for real. You don't have to go to some YouTube channel to answer these questions. If you have questions that are stopping you from believing in Jesus, or you have things that you've heard from other people, don't take things from other people and just call that final. Go do your own research. Pick up this book and dive in. Go to prayer. Go to Jesus, for real. If you have questions, take them to Jesus, and He will open your eyes to the answers. Like the day that I was saved, I feel like He just gave me the answer. Even when I don't know everything. I don't. But just by surrendering to Him, I don't know how to explain it. It's like I just was given the answer, And the answer is Jesus Christ. He is the way, He is the truth, and He is the life. No question about it. And yeah, so if you're struggling with faith and you have questions that are stopping you from pursuing Jesus, don't let them be the end of it, like the end all be all. Confront those questions. Take those questions to Jesus, and He will answer them for you. He will answer them for you. This book is alive. This book will speak to you. This book will get into you. It will change you for better, and it will align you with God. But all you have to do is just stay in it. Stay in it. Every time you stop, you're gonna veer off the path. You're gonna go back into the world, and that's how you lose. That's how you lose this connection we have with God. And if you want your your questions answered, just bring them to Jesus. You don't have to watch a YouTube video. But I hope you guys are doing great. I'm rambling again. I love you all. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.